Hello, I'm here with my friend Pat Duran, and he is running the 557 restoration project. He's going to give us a walk around and show us the latest update on their progress.
Well, good morning, Donnie. Appreciate your being here to help us out with a little publication.
Got to keep spreading the word and letting people know. And it's a tremendous project. It's really fun to see the progress over the years since I've been able to come out.
The business support in the Alaska community has been phenomenal. Our in-kind donors have been with us from day one, are still there. My estimate is the in-kind aspect of this is about $1 million so far. And if you include this building and the utilities, it's probably over that. I'd like to walk around and introduce some more of the crew here, because without them, there would be no project. I want to introduce Jeff DeBrock, standing here next to me. Jeff is the CMO, Chief Mechanical Officer, on the project. I'll let him explain how long he's been involved with it.
Well, going on 14 years. I worked for the Alaska Railroad at the time when the engine was brought to Alaska, and they sent me down to Washington and Moses Lake to supervise loading it out and bring it back to Alaska. It's been a project from that point. We're hoping to have it under steam here real soon.
Yeah, what's your estimate on maybe getting some fire built in this engine for the first time, correct?
Mm-hmm. We hope to do that in the next few weeks.
We're in the cab of the 557. We're standing on the fire deck between the cab and the tender, and that there is the backhead. This is the business end of the boiler where everything happens. On the left is a firing manifold where the fireman controls the fire in the boiler and makes sure that the boiler has steam in it. He also controls water into it through the injector. This is the injector starter control here. Down here is the water controls for the injector. And then of course on the right side of the engine is the throttle for the engineer, and the power reverse controls, and the brake stand with all the brake controls on it. Air pressure gauges are upper right for the brake system. Steam gauge is right here. It's a dual-faced gauge, lit so both the engineer and the fireman can see what the boiler pressure is. This here is the water glass, the tandem water glasses that are used to determine where the water level is in the boiler.
All right, I'm moving inside. What are we looking at here?
Well, we're in the process of putting fire brick in the firebox of the locomotive. The fire brick has to be in there to protect the parts of the firebox that are not encompassed in water. So we're sitting on that shelf I was talking about. This is the burner right here. And this is the thickness that the brick is being laid in the fire pan right here. This is the final surface. Well, it's not the final surface, but this is where the level is going to be. Once we've got all the bricks in, we're going to come in and put a thin grout over the top of it of this castable refractory. So all this beautiful fit work is going to get covered up.
Okay, it gets completely covered up. Wow.
Which is a little disappointing, but about every 24 inches, give or take, there's these cardboard slots in here, and these are expansion joints because this brick, when it's glowing red hot, will expand, it'll grow. So you can't have it tight, like this here has got a gap in here. If it was tight up against the steel, then someplace the expansion would cause the bricks to blow out because they got to go somewhere.
Okay. Is this original, or did you have to have this rebuilt?
This is all new.
This is all new.
Every
okay.
bit of it. We took all the firebox out, cut it down to the mud ring, which the mud ring is about that level down in there. That's a water space back there, but we put fire brick that high above the mud ring because the flame front comes from this burner and hits right there against the brick.
Oh, wow.
So we protect the steel portion of the firebox there. Mm-hmm. We want to deflect that and make it curve up and around, and then it would go over our shoulders and through the tubes.
Oh, okay.
So this is the primary area where the most heat is
right
happening. Here. All of these tubes, these are flues for the superheaters, and these are the boiler tubes, and they're 13 feet long. So 13 feet down on that end, there's another tube sheet like this one, and that's the smoke box end. Well, the smoke box end has a nozzle and a petticoat in there that's arranged such that when the steam is exhausted, it'll create a vacuum in the smoke box, and that vacuum creates the draft that pulls the fire and the smoke through the tubes. So you've got a vacuum on that end sucking all this through, And of course, the fire is expanding in here because it does when it gets hot, it gets expansion. So
But it's going through almost like a chimney.
yeah, that's what these are, a whole bunch of little chimneys.
Yeah. Well, that is fascinating, and fascinating to be inside the engine.
Well, it's kind of a rare opportunity to
it's
be
unique. Yeah, to right here and to see. And it shows the hard work that has gone into this and why it has taken 14 years now to bring it to this point. All right, show us the exterior here and kind of some of the projects that the team is working on here.
So what we're doing here, this is a lubricator. It's a 5-pump lubricator to lubricate the steam side and the air side of the compressor. This didn't originally have one of these. And if you go all the way back to 1943, it never had an air compressor at all because it was designed to go to Europe. So in here, you see these 2 caps. There's 2 wells in here because this thing has 2 types of lubricant in it. These are the pumps. And on this cavity here, we put air oil in there for the air side, these 2 cylinders. This one gets steam cylinder oil for the steam. Now, the reason there's 2 different lubricants is because the steam comes in at high temperature, at 430 degrees. The oil has to be capable of lubricating at that temperature. The air compressor side of it, you can't use steam cylinder oil in it because the additives and things that make it do what it's supposed to do for steam cylinders will cause sludge and buildup in the air compressor portion of it. So we're using a different lubricant in here to lubricate the air cylinder.
Tom Walker's going to ring the bell for us.
Yeah, how about that?
He's
My
also
job
the guy
today.
running the brick saw.
Oh yeah, I'm the brick sawyer.
That's
All
awesome.
those bricks you saw cut in there, that was my work.
Good job.
Yep, every one of
They
them.
look great.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Ken Elmore. He is our master electrician. Actually, he has documented all of his work on this machine. We have electrical schematics for 557 as it exists today. Jim, he does whatever we need done. We decided that we were going to sort out all of our mechanical fasteners so that we didn't have space. And now we're looking for the one piece we needed. And that's the job he's currently doing.
And what's been your involvement in this project?
Mostly machining and welding, fabricating parts, that sort of thing.
Where does this go again?
Yeah.
Safety valve. This is a secondary. There's 2 safety valves, one at 225 and then this one at 228. We're having trouble making it seat. We cut a new surface and it isn't seating correctly. So we're back to square one, start over again on it.
After this first fire, then we assemble the engine. Jeff may have already covered that. Roll it out for a second fire, actually move it under its own power. See if we have the valve gear anywhere near properly set. Then it's a matter of bringing it back in-house, stripping most of that hardware off the gray part of the boiler, including the back head, so we can get the insulation and the jacket installed. Then we're on the home run toward getting this thing ready to operate with the Alaska Railroad.